let's come back and learn the classification of your colloids. We've already studied the properties of colloids. Let's gradually go into this concept, classification. So classification, I've already given you the index. Let's see how should you learn. So basically this particular table is also there in your NCERT textbook. But let's see. On basis of physical state of the dispersed phase. So what type of questions are asked from this table? I'll just give you a like summary of the topic. Now when we already know colloid is a heterogeneous system. That means it has both the dispersed phase as well as dispersion medium. That is why hetero, DP stands for dispersed phase and DM stands for dispersion medium. Done. Now in your exam they're going to give you an example. For example, for this one they'll give you in milk. Let me pick up milk. They'll ask you milk, what is the dispersed phase on in milk, and they'll ask you directly, or they may give you, if the dispersion medium in foam is solid, what would be the dispersed phase? Another way, they may ask you in butter, they will give you the example. In butter, if the dispersed phase is liquid, what is the dispersion medium? They'll give you solids. So you have to be very careful in logic, but you have to remember the table, very important table. You have to remember because 1 mark question may be asked from this. So when I have to see how many are there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So totally out of 8, the main combinations are, whenever you have solid and liquid, the dispersed phase is solid and the dispersion medium is liquid, then I call them as salts. Solid in liquid. Then suppose if I have liquid dissolved in solids, just like this. See here, liquid, where is it? Liquid. Okay, liquid dissolved in solids, I call them as gels. Done. Suppose if I have liquid in liquid, okay, where is liquid in liquid? This one. Liquid in liquid, we call them as emulsions. Liquid in liquid, we call them as emulsions. These are the different combinations. Now you don't have gas and gas. See here, you don't have anywhere. Do you have gas and gas? Never you'll have gas and gas. Why? Because when gas combines with gas, it's going to become a homogeneous system. So gas and gas combination does not exist. What did I say? When this combines with this becomes homogeneous and you can't differentiate them. Homogeneous. That's why it doesn't exist. So combinations are this. So next important thing. In your exam, they may also ask you, give an example of give an example of this in colloid where you have solid as a dispersed phase and gas as a dispersion medium. They may give you in that way also. So what should you write? Say if they give me, suppose paint. If they give me in paint, what is the dispersed phase? Solid. What is the dispersion medium? Liquid. So you have to remember that. Please by heart or pick up the whole table, keep practicing it. I feel there's nothing to explain in this, but only concept is practice everything. 1, 2, 3, 4 all are important for gaining that 1 mark, because we don't want to lose that 1 mark, isn't it? Yes, let us come back and do the next classification. Right. So let's come back and start with your classification of colloids. So I've already taught you the properties of colloids. A clear explanation of all the concepts is given. So I basically did properties first because that concepts are very important for you all. You have to remember the concept because 3 marks questions they'll be asked from that. So classification of colloids very easy. No logical thing to remember, but only types. Let's come back. So the classification basically for you all, for your grade 12, you are supposed to study under 4 different categories. 1, classification based on the type of particles of dispersion phase or the dispersed phase. Yeah, these are particles, not the dispersion medium. So now I'll be teaching you about the multimolecular colloids, macromolecules, associated colloids, micelles, everything will come under this category. Now here next would be basis of physical states of dispersion medium and dispersed phase and dispersion medium. Here I'll be teaching you about aerosols, hydrosols, all types of sols. I'll be teaching you aquasols, like just your hydrosols, like that only. So everything I'll be teaching with examples. A tabular column also is given. Okay, let's come back and see. Now next important thing, basis of the nature of dispersion medium. Okay, we'll be dealing with this concept, very interesting concept. How is the interaction in the dispersion medium? We'll see that. And next, basis of affinity between. Affinity means the attraction between the dispersed phase and dispersion medium. So this is where is your lab practical which you did, where your teacher taught you about the lyophilic colloids and lyophobic colloids. That is the lyophilic sols and lyophobic hydrophobic salts. So I'll be teaching about the properties of them, which will be useful for your viva also in your practical examination. So let's come back and start with the first concept, that is classification based on type of particles of dispersion or dispersed phase.